Choose love, y'all. Hey, love, 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 LuvLees, love, 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 LuvLees, love. Lot of love, love, big love. Love, 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 what? Love, 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 hey, love. Choose love, y'all. Love, 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 LuvLees, love, 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 lot of love from above. I love you.
I love you too. Oh, there we go.
There we are.
Here we are. Welcome
to that lovely podcast episode. What is this? 45?
Episode 45.
45, man. The Kevin Hart Roast.
Yeah.
Was it too much? Man. As y'all know, the Kevin Hart Roast went up this past week. And
yeah.
There was some controversial things.
Controversialations.
And we're going to be asking the question, was it too much?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm Malachi Lee.
I'm Danny Lee.
Together,
we are the
LuvLees.
LuvLees.
A married comedy and acting duo.
Mm-hmm.
And we're here to say hello.
Hello, hello. Welcome to our show.
Yes. We're back. We weren't here last week. We was not feeling good.
Oh my gosh, we were so sick, and we were praying that we would not die. And here we are. We're alive.
Oh, so. It was rough. It was rough, like the rough side of a mountain.
I was about to say that. We really think alike.
Yeah, we there.
Yeah.
How you feel?
I feel good. I am really excited because today is the first day of my 4-show weekend. Today I have I have a show tonight at 8:00. And then I have a show tomorrow at 8:00. It's called The Dinner Show, which I'm really excited about that one too, because you get together with other comedians and you kind of talk about different topics, and then you just do a whole new set on the topics that you talked about. So everything will be brand new.
So you have 4 shows this weekend and 3 tomorrow?
Yeah, 3 shows tomorrow. Yeah.
That's amazing. She's working. I'm working.
I'm very excited. And I'm so excited to have such a supportive husband, because you're going to be there with me, and you don't have to, but you choose to. And I'm really grateful for that.
Especially tonight, because the Pistons are playing tonight.
They are. And honestly, if you want to stay, I'm telling everybody, because I know how important this is to you, this game, you can stay. You don't have to come. And I won't be mad at you. It's not a trick. It's not a trick. Because I know how important this is.
Nah, I'm gonna be there.
To you. I don't know what this is.
What's up, everybody? Thank y'all for
Lord, shut up.
Tuning in.
I love you too.
What's up, boy? What's up, y'all?
People always saying something retarded.
It was funny to me. What's up, buddy? That's funny. But I'm feeling good. We were sick last week, so I'm feeling much better today. Still got this lingering cough.
Yeah.
Feeling so much better.
Yeah.
I've been able to get in motion this week. I went to the gym yesterday, which was really good. And so I'm just glad to be able to get back in the groove of things. But let's get it popping. Man, we're gonna talk about you got the flyer.
I do. I just gotta find it.
Let's talk about this Kevin Hart roast, man. I'm excited to talk about this because the roast of Kevin Hart was last week, and some of it was funny. Some of it was funny, and I did enjoy. But some of it was too far, and that's what we're gonna be talking about. Was it too much? You know, what was said, what was done. Talk about the industry and where it is, But we also have a special guest. Mm-hmm. He's actually on his lunch break. So we're going to bring in our brother from another mother.
Our brother in.
Man, this one of my homies, man.
Our
my brothers.
Homeboy. Yeah.
Man, 100,000%, man.
He's definitely family. Put your hands together.
For the one and only. Yeah.
Smada Adams.
Hey, you can tell a brother at work because I'm still typing. I'm like, oh, I'm on.
Yeah. Get you. Let me out.
Let me send this report real quick. And thank y'all so much for having me on the show. Grateful to be here with you all today. Looking over some stuff. Man, we've been having some moments in media and entertainment. In the country with politics, procedures, man, the executive, legislature, judicial branch, man, everything is on fire, especially within the city, man. But nevertheless, before I move on from anything, let me congratulate both Mr. and Mrs. Love for everything that they're doing. I think that you guys, incredible, man. Y'all getting to it. I'm so proud of you. For everything you're doing and how you getting it done, man. Oh, that zip got a little of that taco meat showing. Let's go ahead and zip that up for the Lord. All right now.
Do they have Wi-Fi at your? Do they have Wi-Fi at your office?
Yeah. Am I buffering? Am I doing the robot?
Yeah, a little robot-y. It's all good. Thank you, man. Thanks for the congratulations.
Man, you got it, man. You got it.
I didn't hear because it was moving so slow, and then I kind of did that delay, like thank you, because I just heard the thank you, because of the robot.
Okay, yeah, no doubt, yeah. So, but yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Yeah. Thank you for having me.
But it's really not necessary because the clip is going around on Instagram everywhere. We know what Hinchcliffe or whatever his name is, Tim, whatever the man's name is. We know what he said about George Floyd.
Yeah.
And how do you feel about that? As a comedian and as an expert, how do you feel about that comment and the comments that were made to Cheryl Underwood?
Wow. Thank you for considering me an expert. I still feel as though I got a long way to go before I can even claim that, man. I'm just glad to be in the mix, glad to be studying. I've got some incredible mentors, professors, doctors, lecturers who are showing me the ropes in this field of mental health. So shout out to the academic staff of the institution, because I may say something here. So I don't want to necessarily the views and opinions by Smada Adams are not shared.
Yes, because we want you to get your full degree, but you are studying this behavior stuff, and I have a bachelor's in psychology, and you are studying to become a doctor in behavior.
Yeah.
And so you're not an expert, but you know more than the regular person who has never looked at anything concerning psychology or social behavior or anything like that.
Yeah, and to that extent, the learning process is never complete because there are always different modalities that one can adopt based upon the community in which they serve and the needs of, say, a community to be able to serve that community ethically with quality service. And I think that's one of the things that are missing from a lot of things that we do, whether it be comedy or mental health. Just to be very, very clear, working in the field of social work. And then I'll move on. At my graduation date is December 20th. And then from there, I'll be moving on from the master's into obtaining my CAADC, which is a certification in advanced alcohol drug counseling. And then we will start the PsyD and PhD process in psychology and social work. So that's where we'll be going from there.
Wow,
So
as I was a crackhead at this very moment, you wouldn't be able to help me because you're not there yet, but you're learning. Is that what you're talking about?
So, what are you
Yeah.
talking?
Anyways, congratulations, bro. That's incredible to hear. It's incredible to hear, man. You doing some great things, man. Let's talk about this roast. And what did you you're a comedian, you're an actor, you're a mental health advocate.
Yeah, all of that, right?
What was your overall opinion of it, just as a comedian first?
Wow, in being a comedian, for me, how do I say this? There are things that I find funny and there are things that I don't find funny, because before any and everything, I'm a child of the Most High God. So I have to constantly make sure that in being this representative of God, of Jesus Christ, of that religious belief, that I'm carrying myself with a certain decorum, because if this is the thing that I say that I represent, then all other things should fall along with that thing, And when we don't see people actually defend their beliefs and just go off to do any and everything, you'll be blown like the wind and just doing any and everything, and as we know, just because you're in motion don't mean that you're actually getting things accomplished. You can be real busy and real stagnant. However, to address what you asked me directly, I thought that there were some funny moments. I definitely thought, from the people that were around Kevin Hart at this point in time, he had a lot of support from a lot of different people. Shout out to Ron Taylor for being on the stage. Congratulations to that brother.
Ron Taylor.
Detroit's own. So it's good to see the city represented in that manner and to see him progressing. But as a comedian, I definitely thought that there were some funny moments. As a clinician, I thought that there were some very triggering moments. I was like, "Ooh, wow. Do I need to say that, or should that be said to somebody?" Because I'm very, very cautious of what I say and how I say it, because I know that there is a ripple effect to the words that I say, even when I'm dealing with clients in my office now. And I want to make it very, very clear. My current position that I hold in the field of mental health is a state certified peer support specialist and a community health worker who is in school right now, obtaining my master's in social work, moving on to the clinician process in January, and then the PhD process, as I stated earlier. But nevertheless, that's where I am in the field of practice right now. But even in that field of practice, we're very, very cautious of what we say, how we say it, and our body language, because that's even a form of communication. So you're looking at verbal, paraverbal, and nonverbal communication. And you can see with people, even though they got a smile on their face, that rigidness of their body is like, wow, I got to hold that together. So even for Miss Underwood, we laughing on the surface, but I'm like, man, that's something she's still dealing with. And though people were saying, "Oh, well, it's okay. She agreed to it. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay." It's not okay. And I think that in the spirit of comedy, in order to be funny, I don't need to be demonstrous to my fellow comedian. I came up initially in improv comedy, and the thing about improv comedy is that we have to learn how to support one another. It's different than stand-up comedy where you standing on your own. In a scene with another improviser, even before we go on stage, we'll do something. It's called I Got Your Back. You know, we tap each other on the shoulder and say, I got your back, meaning that however this plays out, whenever it's out, I'm here for you to support you. And that's the difference. And you look at them and they go, I'm here for me. One of the things that they said over and over again in that special, hey, I'm here for the check. And it's like, wow, man, the integrity to constantly be at a position where you can be bought and sold for a dollar amount is a very, very dangerous thing that a lot of comedians do. You know, they say, man, I don't even like that person, but he paying me $100 and 5 pieces of fried chicken. So I'm about to go over here and do this gig. And you don't even like him. This is the same person.
Don't forget the watermelon.
Oh, man, look, me some melon. Let's shuck and jive, baby. Shuck, jive, and well. And you'll see people just working with people that they really don't like. And my thing as a comedian, as a child of God, as a man, is that if I don't believe in the brand that you support, I'm not going to deal with you at all. You know, to that point, I support a comedian, Dylan, who's local, who is an autistic comic. Now, his material, I don't always laugh at. However, this is someone who is autistic and who has started his business as a comedian and an artist. So I'll support him and buy his merchandise because I understand the marginalization and the difficulties that are associated with those who are autistic and finding employment based upon some of the cognitive dissonance that they face, you know. Yeah. So, hey, man, let me buy a t-shirt and let me support you in that way to help you out. Yeah.
Yeah, we ran into Dylan. He said new best friend. So
say that again.
Ran into Dylan not too long ago and he said you're his new best friend.
I always
tell you to help him out a little bit. But we was like, no, he's our best friend. Dylan.
I love to love on people, man. If you after it, if you trying, if I can support it, if I can stand in your corner, because it's a difficult journey. And in the process of this comedy thing being so difficult and so competitive, how can I be here to support you in, you know, making your dreams come true as you see, you know what I mean? Because this comedy road, man, it can go all kinds of places, man. There's so many different avenues. And here's the beautiful thing about
it too.
There's enough for everyone to partake, to have, to fulfill their needs, and to do so in a manner in which they see fit to for their audience, you know. And even to that point, I know that speaking on comedy, I'm not for every audience, you know, and that's great. I don't want to be for every audience. You'll see some comedians be like, oh, I want to have something for everybody. Yeah, not me. You know, it's some places I don't want to go. You know, you know what I mean?
Some places you as a person and not.
Hold on one second. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
you know,
that's really good. Yeah, some things I won't do as a person, and some things I won't do as a comedian either. You know, like you have to have that type of value system. Like, where does the line? Where do you cross the line?
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. So, what did you think about it overall?
For me, overall, it had me cringy because I mean, but I look at things from a psychological standpoint as well, and from a Christian standpoint. Just as a Christian, you're not going to be perfect, but you want to do what makes people feel good, what makes people feel loved, and you don't want people to feel uncomfortable because you're picking on them. I feel like it was
excuse me.
It's okay. I feel like it was a lot of bullying going on in there.
That's a good word.
Yeah.
Bullying, that's a good
and
word.
I get that roasting, you're supposed to roast the person,
Yeah.
you know, it's supposed to be no rules. I get
Yeah.
all of that. But
Yeah.
just because there's no rules don't mean that you cannot create rules for yourself.
Yeah.
How far am I willing to go? I'm not about to talk about somebody's husband who unalived themselves to them. And even though he went to her, but he didn't tell her what joke it was. I've been going down the rabbit hole of looking and stuff. He went to show. He told her, you know, what he was going to talk about, but he didn't tell her what joke. She said it better be funny. It was not funny. So it was really like, what are we doing? And that's why Shell came back and was like, I wish you would have said the N-word because I would have beat your butt in Inglewood. Know where you are. That was her way of getting back to them and cussing them out and stuff like that. Because what they said was not funny at all. Like, oh, I got something for you. And it's like, it wasn't coming from a place of jokes. It was coming from a place of, I am white. I'm racist because all white people are not racist. I'm white, but I'm also racist. And I've always wanted to say this to Black people. So I'm going to say it because this is my chance to say that Kevin Hart looked like he was lynched on a bonsai tree. That's not even funny. This is my chance to talk about George Floyd. And then they say, oh, you didn't talk about.
They sure did say that.
Yeah, they said all of that. And then they'll say, oh, you didn't mention Charlie Kirk. Well, Charlie Kirk and George Floyd are two different people. George Floyd was murdered in broad daylight by the people that were supposed to be protecting us. Charlie Kirk had podcasts, all kind of stuff, talking about how Black people are you know, how Black people are no good or whatever, all kind of racism and stuff. So no, you should not talk about anyone that died, but I'm not about to be mad about it because it wasn't like he was mad about it when he was here on earth with us, you know?
Yeah. Way too far. We're all three of us are comedians, but there is a line there's a line that you can get close to, and then there's a line that you cross. And freedom of speech and all this. I think it was D.L. Hughley he made a post recently it was somebody, but they said white people advocate for freedom of speech, but it's really because they just want to say the N-word. That's really what they want to do.
Yeah.
And
D.L. is one of my favorite comedians. I think he's well knowledged on not just a matter of being funny, but also being factual.
Absolutely.
Being very, very factual, being able to state things from both an objective and a subjective point of view, to bring attention to some things that a lot of people sweep under the rug, you know. And so shout out to DL. I did not like him because when he first started out, all he did was roast people. And I'm like, okay, you know, another the person playing the dozens. However, as he's matured in his artistry and his level of accountability, he's like, hey man, somebody need to be saying something about this because ain't nobody saying nothing, you know.
And that says a lot for a roaster to say this was distasteful.
Yeah, right. You know, talking of his origins.
People as a roaster, he was on people's butts. But he ain't never said nothing like this.
Yeah. And it was just too far. They say, oh, you know, and it's brought up, it has unmasked this face of racism, as I've seen her make a lot of content, and you see these comments. These is what people are saying.
I was called Blackie this week.
Yeah. These people that were the guy from the Kill Tony podcast that said those jokes. It's just who he is. And he's the advocate for a lot of this community and this group of people that just want to say, hey, this is my freedom of speech. But that's not freedom of speech. Your people weren't the people oppressed and enslaved for years, and then segregated. And now we still, 2026, having our voting rights being taken away and all these other things happening. And then we have this roast of, hey, let's just make light of everything. A man died by the police 6 years ago. Around this time, it's the 6-year anniversary.
His anniversary, it's this month.
Let's find a way to bring that up. And it's like, it was just so unnecessary too. Like
it's like they feel like they're winning and they want to put salt in the room because you already gutted all of the acts that's supposed to allow African Americans to have civil rights and freedom and Like, I'm so glad that we own our house, because now that the Fair Housing Act is done, people can do whatever they want to do. They can redline all over again, and
they never stopped redlining. You
yeah,
know, it just took a different form.
Right.
Predatory lending, it just takes a different form. You know, I'm sorry, please excuse me, but yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I feel like what's happening is they are just showing it more and more. They're showing their hand more and more, and we're seeing it. And now with Kevin Hart, I respect him a lot as an artist. I respect him a lot for what he's done as a mogul and a businessman and an artist, comedian, actor, all of these things. But a lot of this was on him. A lot of these jokes had to be pre-screened. I know he knew a lot of this stuff that was going on. And one, he didn't address it beforehand. And two, he didn't address it afterhand, which tells me a lot about his character in terms of you're allowing this to go on. And the way I see it is another way of humiliation. There's another way to humiliate him as a black man, but also to let them know, hey, we have him, we have our hand in his pocket, because he's going to do what we say, because he wants this check too.
Like Cat Williams said, that he was like, I meant to say he is a puppet where Netflix is putting their hands up his back and making him say whatever they want him to say. Cat Williams did not back down. That was my favorite part of the roast. He stayed true to himself. And you can see that he was feeling very uncomfortable at the end, that he wanted to really get out of there because he saw something. It might have been the energy, it might have been the spirit, whatever was going on. But he was ready to get out of there because he really meant that when he said, I don't like him.
Mm-hmm. He kept it very real. And I like that he did it. And he was very clear that, hey, I'm doing this for a check because I'm going to keep it real. I really don't like you. And because y'all want me here, okay, I'll talk about it. You want me to roast you? Cool, I'll do that. And he did that. And it was funny and it was real as well.
And I feel like he was doing it for more than a check too, because it was like somebody who you don't like, it's like, oh, I get to get back at them. And then, I mean, I'll give Kevin his props too, because he was like, well, can we squash this beef? Because it made Kevin feel very uncomfortable hearing him roast him. That might have been the most uncomfortable roast that happened to Kevin that night, because it was the most real. But for him to say, hey, we need to squash this, because Cat was out. Cat was on his way out the door, right back out the door.
Kevin. But that puppet, the puppet part that he said, that, you know, we have we watched a clip the other day of Malcolm X was talking about how back in the day he said why the black leaders are always artists. They're comedians, they're actors, they're entertainers, but white leaders are actual leaders. They're in positions of actual power. They're politicians. They're the business owners. They're the CEOs. And so I'm translating that to this time. And the most people that we do have advocating for us are entertainers, which is our biggest voice. And that's kind of sad. It's kind of sad that that's still happening, that's who is talking to us. And then those people that are supposed to be advocating for us are then on their side, and there's nobody really actually advocating for us.
So I wouldn't say that it's not anybody advocating for us, because as a black man working in the mental health field, I'm advocating for you. I'm taking it to the utmost because I'm advocating for you. I'm doing this because there needs to be more representation, and I acknowledge that there is a void, within those areas. So even this whole process started for me pre-pandemic, working with a popular nonprofit organization and wanting to do more, but being gatekeepers, like, not telling me, oh, this is the way that you got to go. This is how you got to go and do it. Boom, 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 bam. And then the pandemic occurred, and it was like all of my friends who were suffering from some form of undiagnosed mental health disorder started coming to me. And ironically, I had answers. And I was like, wow. And it's kind of funny to come full circle and see that the answers actually aligned with a lot of the core competencies and ethical rules and guidelines, because that's a natural instinction from me to be ethical, with people, and to, uphold a certain, code of ethics. I think that directly comes from my walk with God. However, when it comes down to what's acceptable, especially while dealing with our people, people of color, the athletes, let's give them a bit of a break and just let them be athletes.
Right.
Let's let them be entertainers, because a lot of these entertainers, they misspread information. One of the most popular albums of all time was The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
Oh
It's
my
the
God.
information that we pass along that isn't accurate at all. But this low-hanging fruit, if I can get a celebrity to say that this is accuracy, few of us actually, if I can get a celebrity to say that this is factual, few of us will actually look up that information and check it for accuracy.
Wow.
We'll just take it for, oh, okay, Cardi B said this, so it must be true because Cardi B got a lot of money. We notate a person's credibility based off of how much money they got in the bank or how good they look.
Yes.
Another thing that we've come up with now is what is that name? Cheyenne Bryant. I refuse to call somebody doctor, and I am going through hell, fire, and brimstone and little minions, at the PWI that I'm learning at, a predominantly white institution. Like, I go through hell daily, and many of my cohorts do too. And we don't take it lightly one bit while we're in this pursuit of academic excellence,
Yes.
for you
Yeah.
to, and she's like, what did she say?
She said her stuff got burnt down or something.
She said her what?
She said the school burnt down or something. I don't know.
I don't care what happened to the school. Transcripts. Like, you can look up my certifications all day. I give you my NPI number. It'll pop up and it'll tell you all the places that I was employed. Not only will it tell you the places that I was employed, that resume tracks. That transcript tracks. You can see me getting kicked out of school in undergrad.
Yep. I will always have a master's in business and a bachelor's in psychology. I don't care how dumb I may be now. I was once smart and I earned those degrees, and you can look it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to more life into yourself, sister. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, comedians. Oh, y'all be. I can't joke with y'all because y'all, every time I say something over the top, y'all be like,
Hey, no, man, I'm just saying, like, you got mental health Smada right now, like, like, is your screen frozen, or was you just that still for that long? Wow, because Malachi was still too. You got that brother well trained. He didn't even move.
Some dumb
ass. She's still, I'm still.
So funny. Yeah,
we still together.
But did you see my video today about my?
I did see it.
And midgetology. Yeah. I got midgetology.
But I believe that we've digressed from the initial question that you asked me. So yeah, we poise those people, in the highest regard, because it's entertaining, and entertainment has a significant place within our society. It's how we decompress. It's how we socialize. It's how we feel better. And I want to make sure that we understand that though you are feeling better, that is therapeutic. It is not therapy. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why I'm really, really big on people who are utilizing a lot of therapy talk. I just did a research paper on this, and the societal harms that come from using therapy speak without truly knowing what that's related to, and how that can be damaging for people. Because yeah, if I can talk the talk, then it makes me look credible, even if I'm not. And now we're seeing, Mr. Bryant lose all kinds of credibility because it's a certain level of competence and confidence, and obtaining these licensures and credentials, man. I got all kinds of Hippocratic oaths that I gotta follow, for integrity, to not just protect myself, but to protect the client that I'm seeing. Like that, this stuff is serious, man.
I would never. Like, I got so many. I go to therapy so much. Ain't no way I would be able to go to a therapist that does not have their credentials. Like, that's crazy. I might as well talk to myself.
Or,
but
here's the thing. I want to say this, man. Good old sage advice is just good old sage advice. However, it does not directly diagnose and deal with a cognitive issue from a therapeutic standpoint. So if we not doing that, we not doing therapy. Period, point blank. That's the end of it. What you're doing is a therapeutic process, and that's cool because it's gonna make you feel better. But feeling better ain't necessarily getting better.
It's not gonna fix it. It may not fix nothing. You may feel good for that moment, but what's next? So somebody said, why do they mislead us? Like, for what reason? Do we know why?
Why do who mislead us?
The entertainers and the people in the industry. Like,
because it's easy.
Because it's easy. Dang.
It's low hanging fruit.
Right.
Because of all the things that I just said. He got a fancy car. He must be doing well. Let me see what he say about politics. And he like, yeah, man, yeah, vote Democratic because they about our people. And then you go ahead and you do a little research and you start to understand how the Democratic Party started. And then you go, have they always been for us? And when did it change? You start anything you research,
you don't believe in. I mean, I personally don't believe in. The transgender stuff, and I personally don't believe in that. But Republicans believe in stuff that I personally don't believe in either. Racism. So where do it land us? Like,
I definitely believe in protecting human rights and equality for all people. As a believer in God, I believe that it's important for me to represent God to the best of my ability, and to adhere to his word and his commandments. Like, I don't have to go around Bible quoting everything. You should be able to see God in my actions. And if you can't see God in my actions, whether you're there or not there, then I'm probably doing a poor job as being a Christian man. And that's something that I have to reflect upon.
Yeah, for me, there's certain things I don't agree with the transgender thing. I do feel like a woman and a man is who they are, but it is very important that people do have equality. If you choose that lifestyle, then why do you have to not have equal rights as everyone else? But I do feel like they may give the LGBTQ community, they give them more rights than they do the African American community. And that aggravates me. I don't like it.
I can understand that. Yeah.
I want to bring it back to the roast. I think,
yeah. I mean, but here's the thing, man. This roast goes so deep.
It's all over the place here.
Some of the things that were said within the roast go so deep.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm like, God, it's one of the reasons why, like, people have asked me, like, "Oh yeah, Smada, let's be in the roast," and I'm like, "No, yeah,
that's not my ministry.
yeah, that's not where I'm at. That's what I believe in doing. I don't want to speak words of ill will to anyone." Because I understand the ramifications of that. You know, although we said it lightheartedly and fun or whatever the case is, that person still got to go home and deal with the rumination of those words echoing within their consciousness.
Yes.
You know, because I might be indirectly speaking to some of their mental barriers or challenges that they've had within their psyche about themselves. I could be exploiting that. You know, this person could secretly think that they're not attractive or that they're not funny or that they're not anything. You know, if anything, that's speaking death. And I'm not going to speak death to anybody. I'm going to make sure that I'm speaking life. The tongue is a two-edged sword. You know, you can either bless or curse. You can speak death or you can speak life. So I choose to speak life when I speak to anybody. Hey, brother, what's going on with you? Hey, I hope that you have a great day. You know, it's one of the greatest poets that we notate within the BIPOC community, Black, Indigenous people of color, comes from the wise words of the rapper Tupac Shakur when he said, "It takes skill to be real and trying to heal each other." You know, you got to be real skillful and tactful when you actually approach somebody and come from a place of healing. So that's the place that I want to come from to speak life. It's easy to speak death. It don't take nothing to speak death. You know, but in order
When it comes to our mind, like negativity is the first thing. You have to fight to be positive. You have to really focus on positive and on your joy, on all of that stuff. But to be negative, just why depression is so easy. To be just depressed is easy because you just wake up like, oh shoot, it's right there. So you have to find a way to get through that and fight through that to be positive versus something so surface and simple. That's why with this roast, it was so many people that I felt like they were just surface. Like they're like, oh, it was a great roast.
Yeah.
Was it? Was
Well,
it?
a lot of people operate out of a spirit of lack. And when you constantly ruminating off of what you don't got, it's easy to talk about what you don't got because you see what another person don't got because you ain't got it either. So now we just a group of people talking about what we ain't got together, you know. But let's talk about what we do got. Man, we got this opportunity right now to breathe, to enjoy life, man, to walk, you know, all of those things, man. So that's why I operate from an attitude of gratitude. You know, let's reframe this and look at what we do have as people, man. I got this great opportunity to be here with my brother and sister right now and to speak life into y'all podcast, into what y'all are doing. And you know, for the people who are out there listening or not listening, I don't know how, I can't see nothing on my side, but hey, if they should see this, they'll come across it and go, "Oh wow, man, that was something real good." You know, to see them address. You know, and even in the process of addressing it, we're not addressing it from a matter of right or wrong, or I'm addressing it from a different perspective, you know, of a different way. That's why I'm excited, shameless plug, about the Father's Day show that's coming up with the LuvLees over at Keith's House of Comedy.
Yes,
we got the flyer. I just don't have it on here.
It's all right. It's all right. Hey, you ain't know I'm gonna do a spot drop. You know what I mean?
I think people should be the ones to be producing.
Yeah, like how we ain't ready.
Good job.
But that's another opportunity to just, you know, be joyous and just do something good. You know, looking forward to being on the show with a Toy Too Tall and having a positive roast. You know, yeah, man, looking forward to that. I get with that all day, man. You know, it's enough room out here to be joyous and joyful. You know,
it is. It is. And I like that. I like that freedom of speech. I mean, not freedom of speech. That's what I'm thinking in my mind. but that power of speech, I should say. And because we have that power of speech, we have to, like you said, be intentional with our words. And I think that was the problem with the roast. It's a way to talk about somebody that's poking fun, but it's still lighthearted. And I feel like a lot of the stuff wasn't lighthearted. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a way, it's just a way to do it. Like I had a roast for my birthday. I wanted to be, poked at in a way. Pause. Made fun of
being roasted
in a way, but everybody was good. Like they kept it cool. Nobody went to, I know you be sad because your twin brother died. It's like, whoa. It's like, bruh. Like they didn't say that. I'm just giving like an example
like he said
what somebody could have said. But I think where we're losing, we have the amendment that gives us freedom of speech. But within that, we're all responsible to being intentional with that freedom. What are you doing with your freedom of speech? Yeah. How far are you using your freedom of speech? What are you using your freedom of speech for? Yes, you technically can say anything you want, but you really can't. It's not moral right. It's not humanly right. And that's where we're losing. And that's what that roast had was we're taking our freedom of speech and we're abusing it. You're taking your freedom of speech and this is live, this on Netflix. Cool. Let me bring up George Floyd. Oh, George Floyd was murdered by the police in the street in Minnesota. Like, what are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? And that's where we it was a time to uplift a black man and Kevin Hart, and they found ways to bury black people within that, and that's what I didn't like.
Yeah,
gotta be one part. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dan.
I feel like it was sort of a ritual, like some type of ritual.
Humiliation.
Maybe a humiliation ritual or just something to make it easier for people who are racist to be like, yeah, I can say the N-word. And it don't have to necessarily be the N-word. It can be the N-word without saying the actual N-word.
Go deeper into that. How do we say the N-word without saying the N-word?
By talking about a person who was murdered on TV in front of millions of people, who was black and who is dead, talking about them choking, making it into a joke.
Yeah, making a joke saying you would have been hung on this type of tree.
And me accepting it because I'm an N-word if I just accept it.
Yeah. So even to that point, Malachi, you brought up a great word, and it was intention. To be intentional with your words and be mindful of the impact. It's intention versus the impact. Because, from a comedy perspective, all right, let's look at the rules of engagement of comedy and how jokes are written. You want to have those comparing and contrasting. How's another way to say that and say that funny? Maybe, Kevin Hart likes to, play on, swings, his swing set is set up on a bonsai tree,
Boom.
Nothing to do with slavery.
He do pull-ups.
Nothing to do with slavery, nothing to do with nooses.
He lives in a bonsai tree. He has a tree house in the bonsai tree.
Yeah. He's Kevin he likes building tree houses and bonsai trees. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's the way that we get the same effect joke without dehumanizing or marginalizing a group of people without bringing up slavery, negativity, death. Because here's the thing, let's consider this when we look at racism. Nigga was the last word that somebody heard before they got killed.
Jesus Christ.
That was the last word. Yeah, I hate you, nigga. Boom. And it's like we keep perpetuating this kind of dialogue with one another and then wonder why we can't vibrate in a spirit of consciousness, love, abundance, and peace when we constantly crabs in a barrel pulling one another down over and over and over again. It's this form of verbal assault and hatred amongst us is, it's almost like a hereditary trait.
Hmm. Yeah,
No.
I mean, it all started with. I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna say all, but we were conditioned to be like this. Like, if you
Pretty
look at
much. Yeah.
the Lynch speech, it shows, like he says, if we do this right, then they will continue to harm each other. They will continue to keep it going. We won't even have to do nothing in the future
Hmm.
if
Hmm.
we do this right.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. I mean, and even in this, the fact of doing it right, we allow a lot of things into our neighborhoods and our communities that do harm to us. You
Mhm.
know, they get voted upon, they get talked about, but I mean, when you really look at some of the major cities, and this is something that we were studying at the institution that I'm affiliated with, was tree disparity. Look at the major cities and how few trees that they are, and then look at the quality of air in those major cities, and then look at the diseases and health barriers and challenges that the people of those cities face. It's usually greatly disproportionate from those who stay in urban areas, excuse me, suburban areas, where there's a lot more trees that are planted. The air quality is better.
It's way better, and
You
you
know,
feel
way
peaceful when you
better.
do a neighborhood. You just want to walk a whole
Hmm.
neighborhood.
Hmm. Hmm. You know, even to that, man, it's you know, they don't allow the same kind of businesses, like, into that community. Like, you'll never see a manufacturing plant in a upper echelon suburban area. They're not gonna have no chemical plant nowhere near their house. They're gonna immediately talk about the smell, the air quality. Whereas in an urban community, many people don't own homes or things like that. So, hey, we can do what we want to do. You know, what do they care? They don't care. They look at it as, oh wow, hey man, this new plant just opened up, so we can get a job. Yeah, it's right around the corner from our house. One of the greatest environmental pollutants, even in the metropolitan area, is right there in River Rouge, the River Rouge plant. The air quality in that, I think it was like a 10-mile radius or something like that. Man, the pollutants in soil. Detroit was just brought under a lot of scrutiny recently for utilizing contaminated soil within the community as backfill, which is poisoning the rest of the soil, which is also poisoning the waterways. These are the things that we need to be paying attention to. And because I'm on here and I'm going to talk about it, when we look at our educational institutes, LeBron James is one of the biggest contributors of miseducation of young people within his city. Well, what is this school called?
I promise.
I promise. Yeah, I promise to make you fail even harder. Like, you gave them bikes, but you didn't give them books. Like they are
Mm.
failing. Somebody I debated online on somebody else's post not long ago. He was talking about our educational system and how it's gotten better, because even in the city of Detroit, I think it was about 84.6 people actually graduated. And I was like, wow, that's really good that we graduated. How many of them were college bound? And that, percentage dropped dramatically. It was like 23% after that. And how many of them were actually capable of being accepted into a university? And then it was like 10%, 13%. So we got 84% graduated, but 23% were actually eligible for college, which means that you got to have a 2.5 GPA, and out of that 24%, only like 13% was actually capable of applying to a higher learning institution.
Somebody
let's
said,
do let's do better for real.
Yeah.
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 Somebody said, what can we do to make change and generationally profit?
Yeah, one of the things that we can do to make changes is having real open conversations like this, and stop letting, just celebrities lead us into damnation.
Yeah.
Do the research for yourself.
Yeah, don't just follow people
Stop,
blindly.
stop. And that go for your pastors too. Open up the Bible yourself and read it for yourself.
Yeah.
And not only just reading it for yourself, ask questions. Ask real questions. Why is this like this?
Mm-hmm.
This is what I heard. Utilizing critical thinking skills. That's something that we have stopped doing a long time ago, to actually ask valid questions, to further the discussion. And learning how to control our primitive urges,
Yeah. I think
that
understanding
instant gratification. We want instant gratification.
I think understanding your history helps you with that too, like
Absolutely.
your primitive urges, because you already know what to fight and how to, what to control and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Understand the trends of America. Like this
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
itself.
Why are you following this trend? And if you in a trend, why are you following it? Is this really how you think? Is this really how you believe? And if you really don't think and feel that way, then don't get on board. You don't have to get on board behind that.
Yes.
Be your own person.
Go ahead.
Be your own person.
Be your own person, man. So I've worked in a lot of different avenues and facilities and everything like that, man. As Malachi stated earlier, man, being able to act, sing, travel the country, man. God has been abundant in my life, man. Even when I didn't know God was had his finger on me, even when I felt like he didn't, the amount of blessings that I've received, man, it's just been astronomical. But one of the reasons why they always book me, and somebody called me the other day, hey man, you still acting? I was like, no, I'm in school right now. When you coming back to acting? When I'm done with school, but even to that point, authenticity rules the day. You're never gonna get another Smada. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
It's true.
Definitely.
You're never gonna get another one. Is me. Looking at authenticity. Look at Michael Jackson, man. That movie was amazing.
Earlier, you never Michael Jackson. Darcy, he says in TikTok, he said, first to make change, we need to be intentional with empathy.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people have empathy.
We talked about intentionality and impact earlier. Yeah, absolutely. You got to be intentional with what it is that you do, what it is that you say, where it is that you go, all of those things, man. Doing your research.
Empathy, though. Like a lot of people are not empathy.
Yeah. And there's a great difference between being empathetic and sympathetic.
Yes.
Right.
Learning the difference between sympathetic and being empathetic.
That's been the issue with the roast. They don't empathize with our pain as a culture, and they feel like they can continue to just perpetuate that pain upon us because of that. They're not standing with us to know, hey, this is a sensitive subject for them. So let me not go there. Let me not bring it up this way. Let me advocate with them. If I do bring it up, hey, how do you feel about this? I had so around the time when George Floyd was murdered, I had a white friend of mine, and he called me and he asked me, which I so much appreciated. It first annoyed me, but I had to realize that he was asking. He said, what's the big deal about this? And it upset me at first.
I just got upset instantly.
Yeah. But the fact that he called and asked, he didn't want to just assume and just whatever his mindset was going. He was like, let me call my closest black guy friend and ask him. And I was able to explain to him exactly why we are so enraged by it and why it's so wrong. So that type of intentionality to ask, that's empathy right there.
Absolutely. And to be exploratory, man, and ask real open-ended questions from one another. Don't just ask questions that lead to yes or no. Like, hey, man, how did you come to this conclusion? And then let's start addressing these microaggressions. Be real conscious in the moment when you are experiencing a microaggression and go, hey, what did you mean by that? Mm-hmm. How'd you come to that conclusion?
Yes.
And don't accept, oh, I'm just joking. What made you think that was a joke that I would be receptive of?
That's good. It's good. Addressing it. Yep.
Yeah,
right.
addressing it. Because I can address it from a place that's not agitated, aggravated, or to perpetuate that stereotype of the angry black man, the angry black woman. Hey, what did you mean by that?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean what I meant? I thought I could joke with you. Why would you think that you could joke with me about something like new? What about my characters?
Like to ask that question.
Yes.
Yeah. It takes a lot to ask that question too. Like, what about, like you said, what about me that would make you joke with me about?
And so to Darcy's question about being intentional, let's be intentional about addressing these microaggressions. Mm-hmm. Let's be intentional about that, because that's where the real stage going to start, when you can confront an adverse response, and you can do so with empathy, and go, wow, something about this situation made you think that it would be okay to address me in this manner. I have some incredible mentors and lecturers that I look up to that are all African American women who have doctorate degrees. Mm-hmm. They doing it in the biggest way. And the way in which these women carry themselves, I'm like, please clone yourself. Please clone yourself.
Mahala says we have to educate our peers.
Yeah. Because even having this conversation, a lot of us don't know what we don't know.
Yeah.
There ain't nothing that we can do about that. That's just the way it is. No, it's not. That's just the way it's been, but that ain't the way it's got to be.
For sure.
I haven't heard about that. Darcy said, have we spoke about the point of view of Kevin requesting them to take it to the next level to ensure the roast have impact and draw attention? Like they feel like nothing bad happened. Like this was it. I've seen some comedians post, and I'm not gonna say no names, but I've seen some comedians post like, this was it. This is the roast, y'all. We on another level. Free speech is alive. That's what people have been saying. Free speech is alive and well.
Yeah, that's good for them. Just because something can be said, don't necessarily mean that I can say it or should say it. Like my level of integrity and his level of integrity is two different levels of integrity. So he's thinking, man, I want to take it to the next level. And what is the next level for you? Because the next level for me is different. And I embrace his version of the next level, but sometimes the next level ain't necessarily an upward trajectory. Sometimes the next level is going in the basement. It's another level. It's definitely the next level, but it's going down.
Right.
Look at it from a marketing perspective. You have to keep marketing in mind. Come from a marketing professional. So for him, there's no, like you said, there's no there's no thing, like we have morals and stuff. I'm not gonna say he don't have morals, but for him, it appears that there's no morality in here. It's just about marketing and making it bigger and get more money so more people can see it, and just boom, forget who gets hurt, forget who gets injured. We don't care, as long as we just take it to the next level.
Generate dollars.
Let's
generate dollars.
That money.
Yeah.
The money you cannot take with you. Like you said on the phone the other day, what is it to profit a man to gain the whole wide world and lose his soul?
Yeah. Like, and to that point, man, there's so many different other ways to be, to live in abundance, without selling everything. I don't. Everything about me don't have to be for sale.
You everything. I want to at least keep my soul, child.
Nah, it's got to be on the auction block. Gosh darn it, I wish I could remember the name of the gentleman, but I think it was a boxer. I think you know who it is, Malachi. He was on a sports. I'm glad I can't remember nobody's name. If you know it, you know it. You look it up, you'll find it.
Holyfield.
No, it wasn't Holyfield. But the boxer was saying to the other one, like, man, oh, you ain't about to come back and fight. Hey, man, not even if they offer you 80 million, 100 million, 150 million. And he's like, no, I'm good. And the other guy was like, shoot, man, I'd be up in that ring for about 40, 50 million. I know that. And then he was like, yeah, now we know the price of your soul.
Yeah. The one guy is a boxer, the other guy's an ex-NFL player. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And when he said it, like the ex-NFL player was like, huh. Like that was the biggest gut punch he ever received in his life. Ain't nobody ever hit that man that hard when he said, now we know the price of your soul.
These people that made it, they're not used to people telling them the truth.
Yeah, because to that point, social media has made it so convenient to have friends who just agree with you. It's that dopamine rush, that instant like, love, that smiley face, that heart. They like, oh, these people agree with me, and everybody has become a yes man, but not a lot of people will hold you accountable for what you do and what you say. And to that point, how many of them are really your friends? Mm-hmm. They're not your friend. My friends hold me accountable. Yes. My friends gonna ask me, hey, yo, what was that about? Like, hey, I saw you to that point, man. Y'all was like, hey, yeah, maybe you shouldn't do that because with you believing and doing the other things that you do, I don't necessarily think that aligns with God's teachings and principles. And I had to look at that and go, yeah, that didn't feel good, but even the word of God says, man, a brother, man, to correct you in private, man, to save you from public humiliation.
Yeah.
Like, go ahead.
Iron sharpens iron.
Yeah, man. Be my brother for real. Love me for real. Keep me from doing harm to myself, doing harm to my family,
Yeah. Together. That's how me and Malachi got together, because we was very honest. We be brutally honest with each other. And sometimes it hurts. But I would rather you be honest with me. Don't lie. I don't like fake stuff. Tell me the truth.
Yeah, but that's real love, though. That's real love when I can talk to you and tell you from a place of pain in a loving way of how you hurt me, but still not pass on that pain to you. That's real love right there. Like, hey man, something happened, I didn't like it, and I would really like for you not to do that to me. Like, that's love, but to that point, many of us, especially BIPOC people, we don't learn how to communicate like that. Black boys don't even use the same amount of emotion trigger words as Black girls, because we unfortunately teach Black boys how to suppress their emotions. Tell me if this is true to you, or if you've ever heard this phrase before. As a Black boy, Black man, shut up with all that crying before I give you something to cry about. And then you wonder why your Black husband, your Black boyfriend can't emote and talk to you about his emotions. Why? Because he's been trained to suppress them all his life. And now he get with you where he want to say something, but he like, I can't look weak in front of my woman. It's a perpetual cycle of pain that we just keep going through. And it's going to take people who are being very, very open, very, very honest about the healing process, and understanding that the healing process is going to take more than one day. we want everything right now. That's not real, you know.
Yeah.
But it starts with a day, and that's 2 days.
It starts with a day.
Yeah.
You know, it starts with a day, a choice, a moment. You know, yeah, and that's real.
We thank you so much, Smada, for being on here with us.
Man.
This was a great conversation.
Yeah. Look at the.
You took your lunch break. You got a stalker on here and everything. This has been.
I got a stalker on here. Who's my stalker?
Said, who's the cutie in the glasses? He's fine.
Okay, that's clearly my wife.
Nah.
But look, and here's the thing. I'm saying that's clearly my wife because I ain't expecting it to be nobody but my wife.
There you go. I like that. I like that mindset. Yeah.
Oh, heck yeah, you know, and even if it wasn't, guess what? I letting the whole world know I got a wife. Yeah, you could not ever come.
Yeah, it's somebody. We told somebody to do a little count for, see if you passed the test. You did it. You made it.
Must be my wife.
You made it.
Yeah. I'm gonna make it every time, man. We ain't playing with the
next. Look at y'all, Darcy said. Thank you, Darcy.
I ain't playing around.
Shout out before you dip. I know you will be with us June 21st.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to plug or say?
Man, all praise be to the Most High God, man. Thank you all so much for just having me up on here, man. It's such a great thing, man. I'm just grateful, man. Hopefully, with the words that we shared, our perspective of looking at it, if the shoe fit, man, lace it up, walk a mile, and if it don't apply, let it fly,
I love it. And everybody can't wear size 2.5. You know what I'm saying?
Man, yeah, that's gonna put corns all over my man. That's just instantly mad. Like, what happened to that love, brother? I put this shoe on. That's what happened to that love.
The shoe didn't fit.
I thought it fit. It's painful. Got busting out the seam.
Your foot yeast infection.
What?
It's funny to me.
Thanks for joining us, man. We appreciate your advice, your words, your intelligence, man. Thanks a lot.
Your expertise.
Yeah. All right now. All right. I get out
enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah, how I get out of it. I'm just tapping this screen. Ain't nothing.
Peace out.
Hey, great episode, man.
Yeah.
This was exactly what I wanted it to be. Us talking about it, this way. Episode 45 of LuvLees Podcast, Kevin Hart Roast. Was it too much? And yes, the answer is yes. In our opinion,
for us, it was, yeah.
There was some funny parts, but it was too much. It was too long to start. It was 3 hours. And it was too much. They crossed the line. Yeah, we have freedom of speech, but you got to be intentional. You got to be intentional with that freedom of speech. Just because you, like Smada said, just because you can say it doesn't mean you should say it. And a lot of things you can't say. Although you can say, because we're in freedom of speech, but should you say this? Is this going to uplift our community? And that's going to be a lovely tip of the day. Use your words to uplift. Uplift yourself, uplift the people around you, uplift your community. Uplift outside communities. If you're white, use your words to uplift the Black community.
If you're Black, use your words to uplift the white community. Choose love.
Choose
intentionally love. And on purpose.
Yes.
And all white people are not racist.
Correct. Yep.
I just want to let y'all know that. I just discovered that maybe 2 days ago when I met some new white friends. I was like, wow, okay.
Yep. Lovely tip of the day. Watch your words. Your words have power. Speak life, not death. We love y'all.
We love y'all.
See y'all Father's Day for the Laffirmation show.
Yeah. Remember when you prayed for me?
Oh, yeah, we do. Thanks for everybody tuning in.
I hope everything worked out for you.
Subscribe on our YouTube page. If you haven't, please subscribe. And we love y'all.
Yes. Always choose love. Peace.
love, y'all. Hey, love, 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 LuvLees, love, 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 LuvLees, love. Lot of love, big love. Love, 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 what? Love, 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 hey, love. Choose love, y'all. Love, 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 LuvLees, love, 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 lot of love from above. I love you.
I love you too. So long and actually talking about something. I'm waiting on him, and I know let me go live and tonight. We've been having traffic at the Detroit Women's Comedy Festival. 8 o'clock we got a show. Tomorrow at 11, I will be at the Crime Project of Michigan brunch. And I will be opening there. And then later on, I'll have 2 shows. So later on, I have 2 more shows. I'll have a show at 8, and then I'll be hosting the show at 10 o'clock. Back in here, I'm trying to make that comedy. Yes!